You're listening to the REI Marketing Nerds podcast, the leading resource for real estate investors who want to dominate their market online. Dan Barrett is the founder of AdWords Nerds, a high-tech digital agency focusing exclusively on helping real estate investors like you get more leads and deals online, outsmart your competition, and live a freer, more awesome life. And now, your host, Dan Barrett.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the REI Marketing Nerds podcast. How are you people doing? Hope you're doing awesome. You may notice this episode is a little bit late. I apologize. I have been running around. I was traveling for work. I was actually down in North Carolina and masterminding with some really incredibly high-level people. We're talking multi-millionaires, people who have launched companies that you have definitely heard of, sold them and been doing all sorts of really amazing things, people in manufacturing and food services and tech and all sorts of things, getting a ton of really great ideas about things that I can bring over into the real estate investing space. And I'm going to be announcing a lot of that stuff very soon. So it's just been a really exciting, kind of busy couple weeks. And I've been, I was lazy on the podcast. I will admit it. I was lazy on getting this out. But this is actually a pretty big episode because this is kind of the official beginning of REI Marketing Nerds Season 2. When I first started this podcast, I had about 12 episodes planned out. I said, look, no matter what is going to happen, I'm going to get these 12 episodes done. And I had all the titles and the subjects and everything planned out. And that's been all the episodes that we've launched so far, including one on unfair advantage, which if you haven't checked that episode, definitely do. That's one of the big ones, the unfair advantage episode. But we basically went through the subjects that I had planned out. And I said, look, if, no matter what happens, I'm proud of these. I want to put them out and then we'll see what happens. And honestly, the feedback on the podcast has been really amazing, super gratifying. We got way more listeners than I expected. And I just had a lot of people come up and tell me that they really love the content. So I'm doing another season. I hope this one goes as well as the first one. I hope you get value out of it. And hey, and if you have ideas for things you want me to get into, you have feedback, you have questions, you can always email me at dan@adwordsnerds.com. So that's dan@adwordsnerds.com. Email me there. Let me know what you think about the show. And obviously, you can always find me in our Facebook group, the REI Marketing Nerds Facebook group. Really, really active, really fun group full of amazing investors. And you can find that at adwordsnerds.com/group, adwordsnerds.com/group. Go there or just search for REI Marketing Nerds on Facebook. You'll find it. All right. So without further ado, this is an episode I am calling The Bar is Low. All right. And this is an important one. I talk to a lot of investors. In fact, talking to investors is pretty much my, one of my main job priorities at this point. Almost always, there's some kind of anxiety and fear about competition. All right. And actually, there's a really good example. I talked to a really amazing guy yesterday. I had a call with him. His name's Alexander. What's up, Alexander, if you're listening to this? He was a new mentorship student, so he came into our mentorship program. And so I'm on the phone with him, and this is our first call where I'm learning about him, learning about his goals, learning about his market, helping him put together his specific, unique online marketing strategy. Okay, so this is a big call. It's a big part of this program. And we're getting into it, and he says, I'm really leaning towards doing all pay-per-click. Right? I want to do all pay-per-click marketing. I want to do all AdWords. I want to focus on that. And I said, that's cool. That's awesome. That's what I like to do too. But I'm curious, why did you make the decision that that's what you wanted to focus on? And he said, well, for two reasons. One, I'm really technically savvy. He's good with computers. He's worked in the kind of app space before, so he's comfortable with that. That's a really good reason to do pay-per-click, right? Then the second reason was, I just feel like I'm in a really competitive market. There's a lot of investors here. And, I'd like to do SEO, but I just feel like everyone got there before me. They're probably crushing it. Their SEO is really good. And so it's just going to be kind of impossible for me to, make progress and really get leads this way. And I probably hear some variation of that at least once or twice every single week, right? Because honestly, as an investor, you are in a really competitive space right now. That is absolutely the case. There are more real estate investors around now than there have ever been. There are more people out there trying to do deals, whether it's wholesale or flip or lease options or whatever it is. Everybody's out there trying to make this happen. There's a variety of reasons for that, right? You've got the real estate investing coaching business has never been stronger. And you've got more coaches putting out higher quality material than ever before in history. I mean, it's really amazing. If you think about how people used to have to learn about real estate investing, you got a book or, you bought a DVD package or a CD package or a tape package off the TV or whatever it was, or from direct mail. And that was kind of it. Now you've got these really amazing coaches out there. You've got people like Mike Baird, Tom Kroll, Sean Terry, Joe McCall. I mean, the list goes on, right? And there are just really amazing people out there showing how to do what they do. And so there's a bunch of new investors, just a bunch of new investors. So it's really exploded. And that's not even to mention the popularity of flipping shows. I mean, man, there are shows on pretty much every network that talks about homes in any way. They're like flipping, houses, to flipping RVs, to flipping who knows what, right? Laser tag places or ice skating rinks. I'm sure that exists, right? And so way more people, just kind of like, quote unquote, normal people, normies, as you and I will call them, know that this is a thing. They know it's possible. And so there's a lot of curiosity out there, a lot of investors out there. So the more investors there are, obviously the more competition there is, and the more people that are out there that you have to, in some way overcome in order to get on top of the market, whether that's in ads or SEO or whatever it is, right? So there's a lot of competition. You know it, I know it. I swear I'm going to stop talking about it. So it's very natural, I think, for people to think that, hey, there's so much competition. There's so many other people trying to do what I want to do. It's not really possible. It's not really going to be possible for me to make a lot of progress. And I want to tell you that it just isn't true. It just isn't true. And the fact of the matter is, that even though there is a lot of competition, the bar is very low. The bar is very low for that competition. Most investors, when they get started in this business, are doing the bare minimum, the absolute bare minimum. Okay. They are sending out a postcard that was created for them by someone else that they got from a seminar where a million other people got the same postcard. They are mailing the same lists. They are building the same websites. They are putting the same content on that website. That ad is the same as every other ad you're ever going to see for every other investor. The bar is low, both in terms of effort put in and the quality of the, material that effort produces. Okay, the bar is low.
Are you an investor who wants to dominate your local market? Do you want more leads and deals online? Then download your copy of the Motivated Seller Blueprint, absolutely free, at www.adwordsnerds.com/gift. What are you waiting for? Go to www.adwordsnerds.com/gift right now to get your copy of the Motivated Seller Blueprint.
And so SEO, or search engine optimization, is a really good example of this. There are so many websites out there right now. Most of you guys know that we partner with Investor Carrot. I love Investor Carrot. I think they make an incredible product. But kind of what happens is that most people just get an Investor Carrot website and they throw it up on the internet and they say, that's it. I've done what I need to do to optimize my website for search. And that's as far as they ever take it. That's the last time they ever think about it, right? Is that moment where they put that thing up. And they don't stop to think about the fact that, hey, if you just put it up the way it comes out of the box, yes, Investor Carrot makes an incredible product. It comes out of the box better than literally any prepackaged website product I've ever seen. And I mean that in any industry. But if you just take it out of the box and you put it up, you're putting up the same thing that everybody else put up. It's not about how good it is out of the box. It's about what you do with it after that point. I often talk about ladder theory, which is, I imagine kind of real estate investing to kind of be a giant wall. There's a wall you have to get over in order to get to the land of profits, or whatever you want to call it, the land of money, whatever it is, right? You got to get over the wall in order to make money. And what Investor Carrot and products like Investor Fuse and all these really awesome products that are on the market, what they do is give you a ladder. The ladder is an easy way to try to get at least partially up over that wall. Now imagine, there's one thing if you're alone. If you're alone, you just put the ladder up on the wall, you climb over the wall, and you get the money that's on the other side. It's awesome, right? But let's imagine now that instead what we were doing is we are racing. All right? There's 4 or 5 other people that are trying to get over this wall. And they're trying to get over to get the money on the other side. And if they get it, we won't be able to get it. Right? That's not an exact metaphor for the way that investing actually works, but let's just imagine this for a second, okay? And imagine that the ladders they give us don't take us all the way over the wall. Let's say they give us halfway. So everybody gets the same ladder, same height, same number of rungs, whatever it is, and we all run over to the wall and we plop it down on the wall and we climb up the ladder, and now we're all halfway. And what do we got to do? Now we got to climb. And we all got to climb the same distance. That's essentially what's happening. Investor Carrot, Investor Fuse, these incredible programs, they give you a ladder. It's the same height as everybody else's ladder. And so you get to the same point, and essentially you're the same situation you were before, right? Everybody's struggling, everybody's climbing, everybody's fighting each other. That's what it is, right? Now, imagine that instead of this situation where everyone gets the exact same ladder and you all plop it on the same wall and you get halfway up and you have to fight each other, imagine that you had an hour or so before everyone ran to the wall to add on to your ladder. And you were a woodworker and you could actually do this, and you could actually build a bigger ladder. So that instead of taking you halfway, where then you got to fight everyone else, you built onto your ladder. So now your ladder takes you all the way over the wall. So all you got to do is just climb the ladder and jump over the wall. That's exactly what we're talking about, what we're seeing right now in the SEO space and the organic marketing space. Everybody sets up the exact same stuff, even if they're not using an Investor Carrot. They've got the same basic about page and the same basic homepage and the same basic blog, and everything's the same. Everybody's ladder is the same height. But if you take that ladder that you get, which is a big jump start here, right? Let's say you take that Carrot site and you work on it out of the box. You expand it. You make new pages. You change your copy. You add new photos. You put on video testimonials. You put on image testimonials. You put on text testimonials. You blog once a week. You do keyword research. Whatever it is, you put in the work and you make it better than what everybody else has. That's a huge advantage. You didn't have to start from scratch. Carrot got you halfway. Now you just have to take it the other half of the way. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. If everybody has the same advantage, you need to build on top of that advantage in order to get ahead. That's how it works. But the fact of the matter is, almost nobody does it. Almost nobody does it. You know, organic marketing in this space does not have to be complicated. It really doesn't. Right now, it's really about just, did you show up? Did you show up? Did you put in some extra work? It doesn't have to be PhD level work. It just has to be some work. I can tell you this, if all you did was pick a certain keyword once a month and you wrote a 2,000 word blog post about it once a month, and you did that for 3 to 6 months, you would be far ahead of pretty much anybody in your market. And this is with almost no special SEO knowledge, much less actually paying decent money to have a team of skilled professionals work on it for you. Very few people actually do that. And even fewer people do any of the work themselves. So this is not a money thing. It's an effort thing. Are you willing to put in the effort? This is what I meant when I said the bar is low. You're not competing against a giant, arena filled with SEO experts that are all breaking their backs every week. That's not what's happening. What you're doing is showing up to a place where almost nobody else even showed up. The bar for success is low. And it's going to stay low in this industry until people kind of wake up and realize that. Right? I think the days of being able to do the cheap stuff, going on Fiverr and paying $10 for a guy to build you 100 links, and that's going to somehow rank your website. Well, guess what? Everybody else did that too. And it didn't even help. And in many cases, it actually hurt. So the question is not, do you need to be an expert, or is it possible, or is there too much competition? Honestly, I don't even think about competition anymore. When we work with clients, I don't even care. What I think about is, what is everybody else doing that I can do better, that I can go further, that I can take to a different place? If everybody else has got one quality link, can I build 5? And it doesn't matter if it's over a year, it doesn't matter. Can I build 5? Everyone else is doing the same blog posts. Can I make my own blog posts? Everyone's doing short ones. Can I do long ones? Everyone's got 5 pages. Can I make 10 pages? Doesn't have to be complicated. The bar is low. And so if you remember that and you realize that, you're going to stop standing in your own way. Because right now you're not doing online marketing because you're afraid that there's too much competition. You are selling yourself short. You are leaving significant money on the table. And you're sabotaging your long-term, I was going to say growth. You're sabotaging your long-term survival. You have got to figure out a way to get into the online space, because when it's too late, it's going to be too late. You got to start now. So don't psych yourself out because you're worried about your competition. Don't psych yourself out because you think it's going to be too difficult or you don't have the technical knowledge. You can do this. Remember, the bar is low. All you got to do is jump over it. All right, people, I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you thought of this episode. You can email me, like I said, at dan@adwordsnerds.com. If you like these shows and get value out of these episodes, go ahead and leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. And subscribe wherever you get wherever you're listening to this. Hit the subscribe button so you can check our future episodes. As always, guys, the Facebook group, I'm in that group every single day, and it's an amazing group filled with investors sharing marketing strategies and tips. It's a really fun place to be. It's the REI Marketing Nerds Facebook group. You can find us at adwordsnerds.com/group. That's adwordsnerds.com/group. And of course, you can find all our past episodes and show notes for this episode at adwordsnerds.com. Just click on the podcast link. Woo! All right, that was a good one, guys. I got a little fired up. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. I will talk to you very soon. See you next week. We'll be on time next week, I promise. And have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers.
This is the podcastfactory.com.